Positioning elements in your mix like they are in a real space. So not just panning left and right, but back and front. 3D positioning, we call it. One of the most difficult things to do. We use reverbs, delays, panning, but many don't know or forget that the best tool you have available to do that is a simple equalizer. So let's take a look. Hello everyone, welcome back to MixbusTv. Hope you're having a great day. Before we start, check the info box down below for my mixing courses, special discounts and offers on plugins. If you want to support the channel, we have some t-shirts. Let's get to the video. Like I said in the intro, 3D positioning, we call it, is one of the most difficult things to do. So give the listener the impression that something is not just panned left and right, but is in front or on the background, okay? So depth. Reverbs and delays, of course, are one of the main tools we use to do that, panning too. But a simple equalizer is the best tool you have available. If you think, for example, when you hear music coming from a car, or the next apartment, or the next room, you don't really feel the reverb and the delay. You feel the frequency response. So if you hear music coming from a car, you will hear something like this. You will hear it muffled. Same if it's in the other room. If you hear something in an alley, the frequency response will lack bass and you will hear mostly the mid-range. Of course, in that case, because it's a space, you will also hear reverbs and slapback delays coming from reflection from the wall. So all these things work together. But the frequency response is really what tells our brain where something is placed, if something, by contrast, is closer to us or further away. For example, a full band vocals will feel like it's in front of us. A vocal that is somewhat band passed, so limited in the frequency response, will appear further away. Add panning to that, and you can position it back and left or right. Add reverb or delay and you enhance the distance even more. So I'm working on a scratch track here from my artist Bella. So this is just a scratch vocal. I'm working on effects and the arrangement and everything, but I have enough to use it as an example. So I have the main vocals, that is this red one, this blue one, which we'll see later, and then these ad-libs, okay? These pink ones. So we have bits and pieces for that. And the processing is gonna happen on those pink tracks, on the ad-libs. So let me play you a little bit of the track first and pay attention to this bit here.
All I need is to feed off you, you can feed off me. All I need is to let you go, please stay up off me. You don't really wanna say beneath me, cause if you do, I'll ruin you, never to be seen. All I need is to feed off you, you can feed off me. All I need is to let you go, please stay up off me. You don't really wanna touch a soft bit up, baby.
Okay, so we have several delays and reverbs. As you know, my vocal effects chains are pretty complicated, so I have a couple of delays, a couple of reverbs for these vocals. So let me solo the two ad-libs and the lead vocal. Right now, they don't have, actually they did, have the placement, the 3D placement with the EQs. Let me make it small. Let me open both of them. So you can see what I did here already. One is left and one is right, okay? So if I play you the ad-libs without these EQ move and without the little reverb that I put, they sound like this.
Stay up off me. You don't really want to say beneath me.
Okay? And especially if I take the two reverbs out, which are on all three tracks.
Stay up off me. You don't really want to say beneath me.
Okay, so these two ad-libs are at the same exact distance from the listener than the lead vocal. Now the level is a little bit lower, so that alone make them sound like they're a little further away, but they're pretty much at the same distance. Let me mute the lead vocal. So these are the ad-libs without the EQs.
You don't really want to say beneath me.
Right in front of you. If I engage the EQs,
you don't really want to say beneath me.
They are in a different space. Add a little bit of reverb to them. In this case, it's an ambient.
You don't really want to say beneath me.
And now they are further away. If I put the lead vocal in again.
You don't really wanna say deep beneath me.
And the good thing, in this case, I don't want these two vocals to disappear and be way too far, because I want them like pretty close, at a different distance, but still pretty close. What you can do is just move the V. In this case, it's more like a reverse U, but you get the point. You just move this bandpass.
You don't really wanna say deep beneath me.
Okay, and they will change position.
You don't really wanna say deep beneath me.
And the more in the high range you go,
you don't really wanna say deep beneath me.
The closer they will appear. The more high end you free, and the closer they will appear.
You don't really wanna say deep beneath me.
So once you set up the simple bandpass with any tracks, this works for guitars, works for drums, you will be able to position better in conjunction with a reverb, with a little bit of reverb, any element in the mix in 3D space.
You don't really wanna say deep beneath me.
Let me again mute the lead track.
You don't really wanna say deep beneath me.
You feel how the left one now appear further away?
You don't really wanna say deep beneath me. You don't really wanna say deep beneath me. You don't really wanna say deep beneath me.
Okay, now for the mix, I wouldn't use this, but you get the point.
You don't really wanna say deep beneath me.
As opposed to without, and without the reverb too. But even if I leave the reverb on,
you don't really wanna say deep beneath me.
they are still very close to you. With the EQ,
you don't really wanna say deep beneath me.
And when you add the overall ambient that I added to all of them,
you don't really wanna say deep beneath me.
I don't remember where they were originally now, but
you don't really wanna say deep beneath me.
I also have 2 delays going on for these vocals, and they sound like this.
You don't really wanna say deep beneath me.
And in the context,
just let you go, please stay up off me. You don't really wanna say deep beneath me. 'Cause if
okay, all the effects need to work in the context of the song. Of course, this is a very airy, spacey song, okay? You can also do this with any stereo elements by changing the EQ of one side. Now, I don't think I have any, maybe a piano. I can try to solo a piano. With a stereo signal like this, the sound is balanced, the stereo field is balanced. If I want to make it sound like the piano in the room is on one side, I can do this with a simple EQ, just touching one of the channels. And now the piano is on this side, okay? And now we go on the other side. And this is so simple. It's just, again, simple EQ, but it can really help you in conjunction with the usual ambient effect to get that 3D positioning that is really not easy to do. Before we go, the blue track. So this blue tracks is one of my special effects that I use for Bella. And let me solo the lead and that one.
All I need is to feed off you, you can feed off me. All I need is to let you go, please stay up off me.
So this is another performance, and as you can see, I'm using a fuzz box. Again, I'm band passing, I'm slightly distorting, a little bit of EQ, and it sounds like this by itself.
All I need is to feed off you, you can feed off me. All I need is...
And it's panning, you can see it's slightly panning left and right, so it's never on top of the vocal or the lead vocal. This band pass and color also helps to position this second vocal somewhere else, different from the lead vocal.
All I need is to feed off you, you can feed off me. All I need is to let you go, please stay up off me.
and add texture. And then I have a more obvious version of it here in this pass.
All I need is to feed off you, you can feed off me. All I need is to let you go, please stay above me.
Okay, and again you can see the band pass, the simulator of the little speaker, and that again, it positioned this third vocal in a different space again, and the reverbs and the delays, the sends that are all the same, they glue the three vocals together. So this particular passage here.
All I need is to feed off you, you can feed off me. All I need is to let you go, please stay above me. All I need is to feed off you, you can feed off me. All I need is to let you go, please stay above me. You don't really wanna know, take beneath me.
Okay, and the stereo auto panning helps by moving the stereo image all together to make this third vocal shift around the listener. This is pretty much it. This wanted to be a short video. I was working on this, and this is such a difficult concept to grasp that I was actually working on that on this scratch track, and I thought that was a good moment for me to try to capture this simple technique, which is positioning elements with EQ. So I hope this video was useful. I hope you liked it. Try this technique and let me know what you think. Leave all your questions and comments down below. Thank you for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already. See you next time.